deep inside you know that he's the one to save you. He gave his life, did all he could do. Now it's up for you to ask for him to save you. If I turn back time, I would sing this song for you and hope you would follow the way that is true. If you change your mind, I would make it happen, and then I'd say goodbye with a smile and see you in heaven.
July 7, 2022. I am now in 360 block 400, just north of the Freeman River, south of Swan Hills, Alberta. Quite a different story from the Bessie well site. We have leader growth here that's about 60 centimeters, and the year before the same 60 centimeters. The year before even better. So that's what we want to see with a tree planted block. This was planted, I think, in 2017 or even 2016. 1 year, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 6 years old. Doing quite well, this block is. I recall it past stocking surveys, no problem. Here we have a tree that's 2.1 meters high. It's taller than me. So I was here for planting this. It's quite amazing that it's now taller than me. That's a very successful tree. Whoever planted that one did a good job. I like to look at least 1 or 2 trees in each area in extreme detail, top to bottom. One of the things I'm coming across here is this neat little spider right here. So there you go. Kind of a red outline on the body. 8 legs. Some spinnerets. I can kind of see the web. So that's the microsite it was planted in. That's 1 year. That's 2 years. That's 3 years. That's 4. That's 5. 6. Solid 6 years out here on this block. So that means it was planted in 2016. So I'm in the west-south finger. It's kind of a dog leg shape here. The site probably should have been black spruce, lots of Labrador tea in it. I see some sphagnum moss, club moss. Very wet site. However, the pine that did get planted here are now up to 2.5 meters high, which is quite fascinating. This is plot 2, by the way. Well, now I'm in that long skinny piece just west of the Crescent Point well site, or whoever owns that well site now. We struggled harvesting this. The trees are not doing quite as well, but they're alive. So I would expect them in 2 or 3 more years to really take off. So not too terrible. Definitely this should have been black spruce. Lots of Labrador tea. The pine are quite mixed in height, depending on microsite. You got 3 together there. The one on the east side of the stump seems to be doing the best. It's a couple NSR areas here. So this portion was sprayed, backpack sprayed. The long skinny finger west of the well site on the south end of block 400. The site is very wet. Not a easy place to reforest. Probably should have been hoe mounded and planted to black spruce. Well, this portion is just south of that well site pump jack, and we planted this as summer students in 2015. So this part of the block is 7 years old. So this part of the block is 7 years old. I planted the 2 rows closest to the edge of the well site, and then it widened out over here. There's the tree that flower appeared in that photo. Took me a long time to scout out which tree it actually was. But it was planted by me, I know that for sure. So it was either that tree or this tree. This spruce had the branches angled up a little more, so kind of looked a lot like the picture. But then I couldn't quite figure out why there was no aspen leaves to the left of this one. So that didn't make sense. So it had to be the one with the aspen right there. So I'm now on the north side of that well site, and I'm in a place where it was hoe mounded by Blondie, the excavator operator. There's a decent amount of trees here. Some of them are struggling with frost or potential hail damage. Well, up on this high ground, things are certainly looking a lot better. The average height is probably about 1.5 meters. There's several trees that are up to 2 to 3 meters already. Yeah, lots of nice, well-spaced, free-to-grow trees. Low amount of competition. I think this block passes with flying colors. It's probably the most important cut block of my life, because when I started at Blue Ridge, after leaving Toko in the Pas, it was the first block that I ever got involved with, the harvesting. So the first block I harvested, put in the first pipeline crossing near that retention patch back there with the Raven's Nest. This was 2014, I believe, or maybe even 2013. So went through all of that and then switched to silviculture, and it became the first block that I tree planted. We tree planted it as a group, the silviculture team, and then I came back later with Legacy and tree planted the rest of the block. So that was a really cool experience, planting the same block that I had been involved in the harvest. Later, I did the reclamation on the block. So I come here every year. It's important not just to do a job and walk away, but to make sure you keep coming back and seeing the results. So this is great to me to see this in action. Also, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did the herbicide treatment in here as well, or was part of it at least. Can't exactly recall that one.